Hey everyone, so this is the second video in the resume review for product managers, and if you haven't checked out my first one, please check it out right here somewhere on the screen. Just click on that and it'll get you back over to the first one where I reviewed my first product manager resume on video. So just a little backstory, this kind of video is just literally just to go over what are some things that you can do to improve your resume. A lot of things I'm going to mention are going to be things that might be common sense, but sometimes we just forget to do it just because there's just so many things to remember when you're kind of tweaking and perfecting your resume. This resume came from somebody on a Slack channel that I'm a part of, so they were really kind to allow me to review their resume on video and put it up online. So thank you to you, you're awesome. And really excited to review this. Kind of like first-hand look. They kind of try to add a little bit of color and make it a little bit more unique by adding this section up here, kind of like a header, and then adding these kind of blue accent all over the resume. So first design kind of thoughts is it's very clean, it's very simple, which is great. And right now I have it opened up as a kind of side-to-side view. So you might have noticed that this is a 2-page resume, and I have a few thoughts on that. And it's that your resume should only be one page if you are not like applying for a director job or a VP or an executive role. Just because if you are coming in either new to the industry or you're just looking for jobs and you're like a year, 3 years in, 5 years in, it's easy to condense your experience in one page. And what you should be mentioning on your resume is just the most important roles that you've had that kind of correlate and align with what you're applying to. So really important to keep in mind, I will be kind of making edits that will hopefully bring it down to one page. Again, it's also easier for whoever's reading this, whether it be a recruiter or hiring manager, to just be reviewing one page with really concise information rather than reviewing 2 pages. So they have this column here, and then they have this column here. So right now they have their name and then experience. First look, it's kind of, I don't know where to look. So I'm either on the left and thinking about his name and where to contact him and objective and skills, or I'm either on the right where it's experience. So it took me a little bit to just like get a handle on where to look first. And that's really important because you don't want that to happen to a recruiter. You don't want them to be like, where do I look? The right side looks like there's a lot of text. It's not very organized. Don't look there. The left side, I don't get a lot about his experience yet. So what I would try and recommend for you to do here is include what type of role you're in. So for example, if you're applying for a project manager position, you should definitely write that in here like this, just so that they know that's your goal, or that's currently what you're doing. This is good, kind of having these icons to call out what information you're giving them. Then you have your objective down here, so continuing your passion. I mean, I think this is really great to say, but I mentioned this in my last video because they also had kind of like some objective profile section. It's a section that pretty much allows that person to give a small summary of what they're either looking for or what skills they have. And sometimes that's what your cover letter is for. So think about it that way. It kind of takes up more space than maybe you would want it to. So I would definitely take this out if you can, and you don't mind it not being there. So definitely take this out and just don't include it at all. Skills, this is really good to have as well. So extensive knowledge of the Agile framework, focusing on Scrum and Kanban, and then communicator. So I would definitely recommend just reformatting this. So maybe making Agile, Scrum, Kanban kind of just like a list. So you can put extensive knowledge and then kind of list out Agile, Scrum, Kanban, and then maybe also list some soft skills. So you can literally just write soft skills, a communicator, etc., etc. What you can do is leave this here, just reformat it. And then what I'm going to say is that you should bring your education over to this side. That'll provide a lot more context for that recruiter. So move your education over to here. And if you can even fit your achievements right under your education, I would also place that up here. And I'll get to that in a second. So in experience, we have a title and then a location or workplace title. That's perfectly good. And maybe put a hyphen or place your workplace right aligned, and then your title left aligned, Just moving them and moving your title here, and then moving your workplace over here to this kind of right aligned area. That way there's some separation, and then you can have your dates present. I would probably move this to the left, kind of in the same area that here's. So you have your product title here, you have your workplace over here, there's a space in the middle to create just better reading look, and then your time at that company can be left aligned and placed right here under your title. I would highly recommend taking this whole entire area and just moving it left aligned. Like, don't center it. It's very hard to read for me. I'm sure for other people too. And this is super long as well. So I would recommend creating bullet points out of this. So you can do 1, 2, 3 bullet points for your product owner at market view. And I'm sure there's many things here that you can either redact, take out, shorten up. So you can just put in 3 bullet points as my recommendation. That's going to cut down your resume length a lot. And here you have a few bullet points that are kind of just things that come with being a product owner. So executing work under an agile environment. This is really good. So you should help transition the company from waterfall to agile. That's really great. I would put more detail into that. Like, what happened after you did this transition? Like, what positive effect did it have? That's what I would mention here, over just being that you did the transition, just to add more value to what you did. Communication with development team, that's kind of already a known responsibility for PO. Same thing for a lot of these. So something that I mentioned in my last video, if you want to watch that, try to stay away from just listing responsibilities. It's kind of this easy thing that we think we are supposed to be doing for resumes, but in reality, like, the hiring manager already knows the responsibilities for the job. So why are you going to just like rehash them if you come from that same role? So what you should do is turn it around a little bit and just speak about your impact and your value. So as a product owner, how many projects did you deliver? How many people did you impact? How much revenue did you increase by delivering a high quality product? Did you do customer feedback or customer research? How did that go? What came out of it? What improvements did you make? That's some things I would definitely list here, and keep it to 3 or 4 bullet points with like one sentence. Don't make a paragraph out of it. Kind of the same advice I have for pretty much all of these other ones. So for each of your different roles at Market View, just make it a lot more concise. Left aligned, follow the kind of format that I placed up here, and then also make sure that you're mentioning the impact that you had. Then on the second page, there's a little bit more work experience. Education, which I kind of recommend to move. To move over here. So education over there, and then achievements, hopefully over here as well in this section. And if that doesn't really fit, what you can do is that you can kind of like delete some of this white space here, and then that will essentially make your resume one page. So I hope this helped. These are definitely, it's really hard to do this and to really cater and tweak your resume to be easily readable and accessible by that person. So these are some tips that I would definitely give you, and hopefully this helps in making your resume one page, and also just getting the core of what you did at your different positions, which is amazing that you went at Market View and you kind of like moved to the company. That's really great, and a great way to get into the product space. So props to you. And yeah, just make those changes, and that should help with the conciseness, page length, and just better understanding of your experience and your skills. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them down in the comments. And if you want me to review your resume, I can do that kind of on the side. I'm not really sure how many more I'm going to do of these, because they kind of go over the same thing, but it's really cool just to show people what kind of resumes are out there right now and where you can kind of improve them. I'll leave my email down below for anybody who wants to send me the resume and receive a little bit more feedback. See you all.